By S.N. Rao, the whole-time director and senior vice president of power, heavy engineering and nuclear at L&T Power. Sir, this is going to be a 70,000 crore is what the cabinet is going to be giving for development of this indigenous nuclear power plant. First, if you could tell us what percentage of this order can L&T service and how soon should we expect the order to come through and revenues trickling in for L&T?
Well, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, just let me do a little bit of correction. 70,000 crores is for the equipment part.
Okay.
The total value of the projects which has been sanctioned is 1,05,000 crores.
Oh.
So 70,000 will only be the equipment which goes into the nuclear power plant.
And
so,
the remaining?
The remaining will be the civil works and infrastructure.
So what would you benefit from, sir? What would L&T?
All I would say, L&T is involved since 1972 in the nuclear power plant all over India, and most of the plants have been built. So civil works inclusive of mechanical erection and manufacturing. So we will have a major stake in these plants, and it is something which government has taken a very bold decision of sanctioning 10 plants, and it is through the homegrown domestic initiative, and we are geared up and we are highly capable of doing this plant all by ourselves instead of being dependent on outside the country.
So, Mr. Roy, you're saying that you're quite confident that you have the capabilities to do the entire project. That's a 1,05,000 crore order all by yourself. So that could be how much you will bid for.
No. It is something. There are other companies also. What I meant was that India has got the capability of handling this 1,05,000 crores without any external help.
So analysts expect 70, that L&T could bid for at least 70 to 80% of the total project costs. Would that be a realistic or an optimistic estimate according to you?
Well, I would say it will be optimistic estimates because there will be other companies also who will be pitching in India. And we will have the majority share will be with L&T, of course.
Okay.
But how much will it be, and how many more Indian parties also come up to a level to execute the nuclear power have the nuclear power capabilities? Time will tell, and it's an optimistic figure for L&T. But yes, it's a major stake of L&T will be in nuclear power.
Okay. So, Mr. Roy, when you say that, we can be completely indigenous in this, there won't be any sort of joint venture that L&T would also explore in terms of bidding. It would just be L&T Power single-handedly.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What kind of competition do you see from the likes of, say, smaller players or even mid-sized players which would probably try and bid for the same in terms of, say, pricing as well as margins?
Well, civil works, yes, there are 2-3 players for civil works which will pitch in for sure. On the mechanical portion, there are a couple of players, but on the majority scale, it will be L&T as far as the reactors are concerned, the main plant equipment is concerned. The power equipment is concerned, it should be L&T.
Okay. You also have a joint venture with NPCIL for nuclear forgings. Would that play into this at all?
Well, the major issue is the forging, where we were dependent on the overseas suppliers for supply of forging, which with this joint venture, all the forgings required for the nuclear power plant will be manufactured in India for the first time. So that is a major, will be a major breakthrough, and we don't have to be dependent on overseas suppliers for the forging. They are the first items to be manufactured in a nuclear power plant, which will be done through the JV with NPCIL, yes.
Okay. Sir, 10 plants, is what we're going to be constructing. It's a large project. Will this be done in phases, and has the cabinet given you any indication of the possible timeline?
Well, Gorakhpur in Haryana will be the first one, which should take off immediately. The cabinet has earlier sanctioned good amount of money on the Gorakhpur plant, and we are already working on it. The bids are under consideration, so that will be the first plan. In phases, I would say next 2 years, most of the plants will be on the anvil, and I think by 2025 to 28, these plants should be, one by one, should be coming into commissioning.
Okay. All right, Mr. Rao. Roy, I'm so sorry about that. Thank